Hey everybody, welcome back to Friday Night Modern here, round 2. We got some Michael Barrett versus some Matthew Minniear. I don't know what those decks are, but they sound spicy.
We know it to be Cheerios versus Scapeshift.
Yeah, Cheerios versus Michael is on Cheerios and Matthew's on Scapeshift.
But apparently Michael is playing Bloodbraid Elf in his Cheerios list.
Yeah, he is. I watched, assuming this is the same, this might actually not be the same.
The decks are switched.
Yeah, the other way around, I think.
Yeah.
This is actually not the same guy I saw playing Cheerios yesterday.
So maybe no Bloodbraid Elf.
I did see Bloodbraid Elf in Cheerios. It was sweet. He beat as a human's opponent by beating him down with a 3/18 Bloodbraid Elf.
Of course,
with vigilance
a bunch
and
of random
reach.
0 mana +0 +3 effects.
Oh, it was wonderful. Okay, so
we are not sure who's favored in this matchup.
Yeah, and we don't even really know what kind of Scapeshift we're looking at here.
That's also not Matthew Minniear.
Wow, that is
so.
Yeah,
I guess maybe Matt signed up for.
Okay, so wait a minute. This is the Cheerios player I watched last night. He is playing Bloodbraid Elf.
Okay.
It's not Matthew Minniear.
Oh, so the names are incorrect.
Yes,
but neither
of these players is Matthew Minniear. Folks, yeah, I'm not. I would ask the Cheerios player what his name is. I played him last night. He's playing Bloodbraid Elf. Matthew Minniear, maybe Matthew did that to try to sneak in his own branding, trying to popularize himself. Well, anyway, what do we got here? This guy's definitely on Scapeshift, though, I think, because I played against this guy on Scapeshift, too.
Well, I said Scapeshift because Matthew Minniear was playing Scapeshift.
Well, I think this guy's on Scapeshift. Oh, these guys are not at the right table.
We are perhaps not at the right table.
Oh,
interesting.
The truth comes out. Okay.
All right.
So the matchup is exactly who we thought it was. Yeah. It's my Cheerios player playing Bloodbraid Elf versus Matthew Minniear on Scapeshift.
Yes.
Folks, we deeply apologize.
I don't know if we need to apologize. Nothing of our end.
We just lost 25 viewers.
All right. Well, you know.
Yeah, can't keep them all. All right. Here's Matthew Minniear.
Here's Scapeshift. And that is Michael Barrett playing Cheerios. Okay. All right. Well, that was interesting. Michael's name has an extra T at the end. Make sure we get that spelled correctly.
So who do we think is favored here? I think Cheerios just outraces him.
That might be true.
But you never know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what's Scapeshift's earliest win? Turn 5?
It depends on what kind of variant he's playing. If you're playing Simian Spirit Guide through the Breach, you can win on turn 3.
I think Minniear's is on a more typical Scapeshift.
Yeah, like a mid-rangey kind.
Playing.
Yeah, I think the earliest you can win on that is maybe turn 5. You might be able to turn 4 if you're lucky. I think if you go like search, Sakura. Well,
yeah, maybe
you win on turn 4.
Maybe if you have Prismatic Omen, that helps.
Prismatic. If you got Prismatic Omen, you could definitely win on turn 4. All right, so
but Cheerios can win like on turn 2, right?
Actually, Michael can turn 1. Michael's playing Simian Spirit Guide.
Oh, okay, wow. So we are going deep with the.
Yeah, Michael can turn 1, I think, with Simian Spirit Guide, Manamorphose, Pure Steel Paladin, Saram.
Probably harder to turn 1 going down to 6 cards, though.
Say what?
It's probably harder to turn 1 when he's mulliganing to 6.
Yeah. So actually, I think you can definitely do it.
Wow, Matthew's hand is 3 lands. Or no, 2 lands.
Valakut
being one of them. Double Bolt and a Chandra Torch of Defiance.
And an Explorer, right?
Yes, and an Explorer. And I think there's a Search for tomorrow. It's a pretty good hand for Matthew. He will be able to suspend Search on turn 1.
Yeah. I wanted to say this during our Tron matchup last round. Explorer is actually pretty sweet in Tron. No one really plays it anymore. And it's not great in lists where you only have 19 or 20 lands like a lot of Tron decks do.
Right.
But what Explorer does for you is it allows you to play a turn 1 non-Tron land and actually have turn 3 Tron still. You know, if you play turn 1 Llanowar Waste, you can still explore and get Tron on turn 3.
So Michael taking a mulligan to 5 here. That is definitely not great for a combo deck, although you can draw a lot of cards.
No, yeah, he can still do it, I think. I think he's going to want to have a Mox Opal hand, and he's going to need to have a guy. But if you break that hurdle, you can still win. I mean, Matthew does not have a lot of interaction, but this bolt is pretty nice.
Yeah, he does have 2 bolts. I saw in Michael's hands, he's playing Leave to Chance. Leave
to Chance is very good.
The Aftermath card from Hour of Devastation.
Yeah. Yeah, what you do with that is
that's better than Paradoxical Outcome, but maybe.
So I think
it is cheaper.
Yeah, for one, it's cheaper, and both modes are good. The Leave, you return all your guys and replay them, which is great with the Saram, Pure Steel Paladin, but also with Monastery Mentor in a pinch. And then the back half is just a nice way to try to find your combo pieces that you need. Also, the nice thing about the back half is when you use it, you can actually put more copies of Leave to Chance in your yard.
That's true.
Just light graveyard synergy.
So Michael is mulliganing all the way down to a 4 here. I don't think he's had a single land in any of his hands. And this trend continues. Looks like we're going to scry.
This is tough.
Like that one.
This would be doable if Minniear didn't have 2 bolts.
Oh, he does have a land. All right, all right.
Well, Sacred Foundry's fine. Yeah, seems good.
Minniear's probably going to suspend his search for tomorrow here.
You could also hold up Bolt if you really wanted to.
He could, yeah.
Does Matthew know what Michael? I think Michael pretty much always plays Cheerios, so I assume Matt knows what he's on.
Oh no, actually, Minniear had Disintegrate, so he could not have an untapped green source. So he couldn't have any untapped.
Well,
land.
it's actually a super awkward.
Yeah.
His lands are Cinderglade, Valakut.
Yeah.
Is that another Valakut he just drew?
I'm not sure. I think that might be a.
Those are actually really awkward.
So you can suspend search on turn 2 here. Definitely not as good as suspending on turn 1.
Pretty bad.
But when your opponent mulligan to 4 and only has 1 land,
he probably got time.
Yeah, you got enough time for your search to come out.
I think Minniear either drew a 3rd Valakut or that's a Pillar of Flame.
Could be.
I doubt it's the Pillar of Flame.
Michael has drawn a copy of Leap to Chance. I think you could cast it on 2 mana, but all it does is pick up your permanent, so I'm not sure he's going to want to do that.
Well, maybe Michael could just draw 4 more cards and then discard Leap to Chance.
The hand size.
Is that what he wants to do?
So here's Explore.
Explore is good.
That one's definitely going to resolve.
Play another Valakut tapped.
Sure. And also a Windswept.
Oh, okay. That's pretty good.
So the acceleration is definitely here.
And
Matthew did draw the 3rd Valakut.
Yeah, the thing for Matthew here is these Valakuts are not mountains.
That is true.
Matthew is a long way from actually killing his opponent. I wonder if we see Michael take this one away.
Well, Matthew has a Chandra coming down this turn. So that
I forgot about the Chandra. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's it. I don't think many Scapeshift players play Chandra. I saw he had a Courser in his deck.
Yeah, Courser's pretty common. I think a lot of people play 2 of them. It's just a super solid card that helps you stall out games, and I like Courser a lot in this deck. Pretty much took the place of Colony Heart Expedition, which some people played.
Yeah.
Colony Heart can be more explosive, but it's really pretty narrow.
Sure. So Search comes off Suspend here. Matthew can go get a basic land. And then he might be able to have 6 mana this turn, otherwise just 5 and cast Chandra. Does get a mountain. So that puts his mountain count to 3. It needs to be 6 for Valakut.
I'm surprised Matthew... yeah, it's got to be 6. I'm surprised Matthew didn't... want a stomping ground there. I mean, I understand conserving your life total for a cobbled grape shot, but double green also seems relevant for the course.
Is that how Cheerios wins with a grape shot?
Say what?
Oh, they just cast a ton of spells and wins with grape shot. Okay,
yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, Michael can win a few ways. He can win with grape shot. He can also win with beats. The beats are actually pretty real in this deck when you load up a guy with artifacts.
Sure.
And finally, out of the sideboard, I think Michael has Monastery Mentor.
Oh, that's nice.
Steal the game away.
Make a ton of monks. We might see that one come in here. So here is Chandra. He could uptick for mana and cast Sakura Tribe Elder or just bolt Michael twice. That would be aggressive. Or he could just exile a card. He's going to go with the exile. Finds a Sakura Tribe Elder, which he can't cast, so 2 damage will be dealt to Michael. Yeah, this is a rough one.
Yeah, this is tough. The sad thing about this Cheerios deck is you're really sort of tricked into playing a super low land count so that when you're going off, you can continually hit artifacts. But the deck has no filtering.
Let's try to name these 0-drop artifacts.
That's a quarter paladin.
Shield.
Or quarter shield, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
A quarter paladin is another card.
Yes. Wow, Matt just drew, I think, the 4th Valakut. Yeah, he does all 4 Valakuts.
Oh, baby.
Wow.
Oh, so Matt does have double green.
Yeah, he had 2 Cinderglades.
Sorry, I didn't realize he had double green.
Oh, you were wondering why I got the mountain over the forest?
I was thinking he wanted double green for Courser, but he already had it. Yeah.
So Chandra hits a land. That one's just going to do 2 damage. Unfortunately, I'm almost certain Chandra's going to be able to ultimate here before Michael can go off, but maybe Michael only needs 1 land. It's hard to tell.
Well, the thing is, even if Chandra, if we ultimate Chandra here, that's not an immediate death.
Oh, there's a land
for Michael.
Unfortunately, Minniear does have all these bolts. So here's Saram. Now, Michael does get to draw a card off of 1 cast before Matt gets priority to take out Saram, but he will be.
Right, so did Michael? Here. Yeah, Michael's going to draw his card.
There's another Leap to Chance. Yeah, looks like it.
So if Michael draws a creature next turn, oh, Minniear's got the 2nd bolt.
Yeah, this
is tough.
The 2nd bolt is not good. Yeah, where's the Prismatic Home would be very nice here when you already have all of your Valakuts.
Yeah, what Michael really needs
I'm not sure I've ever seen that. All Valakuts naturally drawn.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Very unlikely.
I was going to say, I think Michael would really like a Sigarda's Aid in this deck.
To flash things in, yeah.
Yeah, flash in your auras, protect them from Bolt.
Yeah.
Can you equip a Medicine Speed with that? Yeah. Yeah, Sigarda's 8 would be pretty sweet here.
That would be, yeah.
I remember getting it. I actually bought a playset of that card when it first came out because I was excited to like try it out in some sort of Pure Steel Cheerios list, but no one really ever used it, I don't think. Can we get that card on the screen?
Another land from Chandra.
Sigarda's Aid.
Yeah. So Minniear's hand is Anger, Bolt, and 2 lands. Cinderglade is still not coming in.
Yeah, these
untapped.
These mountains are not.
And we're in there with
doing,
Sakura Tribal. That might be the way.
So if this Sakura sacks, that's not even a. That's not.
No, that's only the 5th mountain.
What? Yeah.
And well, Michael drew another land.
This is a very.
So here's
this is a very
Aid.
silly hand from Matt.
Aura and equipment can be cast as though they had flash, and then you can instantly equip things when they come into play.
See a sweet card.
So Michael did find some mana here, but now we are facing down the Chandra Torture Defiance Ultimate, which I think is just lethal. Yeah, it is. Matthew can cast 3 spells here and deal 3 iterations of 5 damage to Michael's face, and that will end game 1. We are, of course, trying to find the Chandra emblem as though it was necessary to indicate that we're going to win the game this turn.
Yeah, if we don't have the emblem, did you even get it? Folks, I've been looking for an Elspeth Knight Errant emblem for my Naya deck. And
Knight Errant?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And these are nowhere. Those things are like $7 because these Knight Errant emblems only have 1 printing in Modern Masters 1.
Wow.
Right,
Alara, the original
Alara predates emblems, and
yet,
the dual deck predates emblems too.
Huh.
So there's only this 1 emblem for it. So if you have one, let me know. You know, slide into my DMs. All right, scooping it up. So I'm curious about the sideboarding here.
If somebody says they were playing Titan Shift and that was the or Scapeshift, and this is the strangest board they've ever seen. Yeah, I agree.
No, I mean,
that was a weird one.
The 4 Valakits was extremely weird. Obviously, the mulligan to 4 was weird, but 4 Valakits meant that Minniear literally could not win very quickly at all. In fact, if he didn't have the Chandra, he was still a couple land drops away
down
from
with Sakura Tribal. Yeah. That was his game plan there. That was a weird one.
So sideboarding here for Michael.
Oh, you said he had Monastery Mentor maybe. That would be
I think you want the Monastery here. Just if you can power out that Monastery on turn 2 off the Spirit Guide and just put down some artifacts, you can probably overpower this player.
It's unlikely Minniear leaves in.
Yeah, I don't think
Minniear. Gods,
I don't think Minniear is gonna leave in Anger. He might sniff it out, but
yeah, I'm not. These players might be friends. I don't know.
They look kind of similar.
They're about the same age.
Yeah,
and I know a lot of people that go to the high school around here play here, so it's possible.
So
I'll put it likely.
Sure. Do you think Minniear has Chalice? Because Chalice on 0 is really good.
Do Scapeshift lists run Chalice? I don't know.
I don't know. Actually, and I just thought some of them do. I actually thought though Chalice on 0 doesn't stop Cheerios from going off.
No, you just cast all your spells
get the cast triggers. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, Matthew could have.
It does prevent the abnormally large-sized equipped creature beatdown plan, though. Matthew
could have something like Sudden Shock. Sudden Shock was pretty popular in Valakut back when Infect was being played a lot, and it's still good against Affinity. Sudden Shock is insane in this matchup. But I'm not sure he has it.
Who plays Scapeshift? What cards are in your sideboard that you'd bring in against Cheerios? Probably some Ancient Grudge. I don't know. Actually, you don't need to kill the artifact.
No, you don't really want Ancient Grudge. I just think you want like Sudden Shock. That's all I can think of, really.
Yeah.
I guess if you have some passive life gain. Well, actually, no, never mind. I was going to say this deck can get out of range of Grape Shot, but you can't with
I'm looking up.
Leave to Return.
So we got some Shattering Sprees, Graft Eager's Cages, some weird removal options. And none of these really seem good looking at a generic list.
I wonder if you bring in Kozilek's Return. Instant speed on the 2 damage is actually pretty good. Yeah, pretty good against the guys and also against the Monastery Mentor plan.
I guess Pulse. This has a Pulse of Marasa. That seems like it could be all right. Just gain 6 life if your opponent didn't go far enough along the Storm count or something.
Do you think that Michael's playing Retract?
Yeah, he is. I saw it. The one blue. Yeah.
You'd think that Leave to Chance would supplant Retract, but I guess.
Witchbane Orb. Yeah, if he has. Oh, if Minniear has Witchbane Orb, that definitely is.
Yeah,
a strong one. Yeah,
Witchbane Orb's pretty good. Though then Michael just beats you down. If you cast a Witchbane Orb, you're probably going to die to Monastery Mentor.
I would certainly.
Yeah.
I don't know if Minniear will, but I have a penchant to losing to combo decks in not the way
dumbest ways possible.
Yeah,
I watched this guy play against Storm the other day with Mono Black Eldrazi, and I think what did you do? You like surgicaled his.
I surgicaled the Grape Shots. And then he went off with a huge Empty the Warrens, but I cast Flame Tendrils and got rid of all the goblins. So I did not lose that game. I ended up winning.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. But you almost lost to the Brawl Beats.
Yes.
Very close. It was teetering.
Yeah. So Minniear's hand is 5 lands, Bolt, and Search for Tomorrow, which probably is what Scapeshift hands looks like. But again, he found 2 Valakits. Whatever. Maybe he didn't shuffle those in well enough. And it looks like Michael is taking another mulligan. Michael must be running like 11 lands or something ridiculous, you know? Like
I think you're on like 16 or 17.
Okay, well, the odds of him mulliganing this often with that many lands seems low. Because usually you have one at that rate.
Yeah. Are there any Cheerios players in chat? Tell us how many lands.
Are there any Cheerios players? I think that's a better question. But yeah, if you're in chat, the very small demographic, let us know how many lands you run.
It says Matthew's hand, 6 lands and a bolt.
No, it's 5 lands, bolt, search.
Oh, great. So yes, it is 6 lands and a bolt.
Oh, well, we don't. Oh, we do have a land. All right, we got land and Spirit Guide. So that's a turn 1 SRAM potentially.
Yeah.
16 lands. Somebody says who plays Cheerio. All right, thank you.
Isn't that what I said?
I'm surprised somebody in chat plays Cheerios, but good enough.
Well, I clearly also played Cheerios because I also said 16 lands.
All right.
I spent too much time on MTG Goldfish. That's what it is.
That's probably it. True. More of a Lucky Charms guy. Okay, fair enough.
That was pretty humorous.
Well, isn't there a deck that used to be called Lucky Charms?
Yeah, it's similar to this. There's a few ways to play. Yeah, well, so one deck you could call Lucky Charms was a standard deck from Return to Ravnica, where you play a bunch of charms.
Okay.
You got your Azorius Charm, your Boros Charm.
So here's Strum. We got the Storm count ready. 1. That's our second spell, I guess. Draw a card.
So
second land.
It's gonna feel pretty bad.
All right, we're done with the Storm. All right. What? All right. So we could keep playing Artifact. No. Michael's just gonna bat center. Actually,
this bolt is bad news.
Yes, that's definitely true. And also, I think Michael's hand might just be 2 retracts, not more artifacts. Yeah.
Oh.
And he drew a third land. Wow.
So,
okay, so these games have not gone well for Michael.
Yeah, let me just say this. Matthew is super hardcore lucked out with these bolts.
Yes, definitely.
He's only got 4.
Right.
As far as we know.
Sure.
Like this Valakut deck does not usually bank on having interaction.
No, that's definitely true.
I felt really dumb yesterday. I played against Chuck, plays Affinity around here. Very good Affinity player. I lose game 1 to an Affinity player where I totally could have won. His hand was like all mana, like 3 Springleaf Drums, 3 Mox Opals, and like 2 or 3 Ornithopters.
Yeah.
Then he plays all this out, and he gets a turn 1 Steel Overseer on top of it with a Blinkmoth Nexus. But that's like his whole hand. It's like 2 Springleaf, 2 Mox Opal, like
dumps
yeah. But he gets the turn 1 Steel Overseer. If I just have a bolt in like the first 2 turns, I kill him. And I have 4 bolts and 3 Helixes in my Naya deck, and I got nothing.
Nice.
Nothing.
Well, Michael just found his 4th land. I think this might be why we didn't see any of the other lands. Maybe they're all clumped together here in a row.
It could be. You know, this is actually a super real problem. Andrew Teft has told me about this. He doesn't like to buy new sleeves, and so sometimes his sleeves like get kind of stuck together, like they're just old and crummy.
Yeah.
And he says he thinks he's actually lost percentage points in tournaments due to sleeves being clumped together, which negatively impacts his shuffling. Yeah.
That's why, like, a lot of people don't like pile shuffling, but sometimes it's
sometimes you just got to,
yep, as it were.
Unclump.
Unclump. I'm trademarking that word. Cheerios is bad boggles.
No, Cheerios is bad storm.
Yes, it's bad storm. It's not very similar to boggles.
Yeah, bad boggles is called infect. Just kidding.
No, bad boggles runs Dragon Lord Ojutai like my boggles.
Yeah, bad boggles is only 3 hexproof creatures. One Sigarda, 1 Thrun, 1 Geist, maybe 1 Ojutai, and then 3 Time of Need and a bunch of negates. And 4 Noble Hierarchs.
That's big boggles, not bad boggles.
No, it's big bad boggles. Big bad boggles.
That's probably true. All right, so Minniear found a Summoner's Pack. He's going to hard cast Search for tomorrow here. He also found another Bolt, which is obviously good for him.
These bolts, where is he getting these? This deck does not interact.
He didn't correctly unclump.
That's right.
we found both Valakuts and we found both bolts both games.
So Michael's going to have a really tough time here. Oh, that is a Pure Steel Paladin, though.
Paladin.
But Matthew has a mountain up. Jeez. Yeah. Brutal. So retract only returns artifacts,
Boggles
right?
is bad red-green Valakut. I'm not.
I can get behind that statement.
I'm not sure if I agree with that one. You do agree. Okay. Interesting.
Hey, I've seen a lot of interaction out of Boggles decks. All you got to do is play 4 Mana Tides.
At some point he was. I don't know if he still does.
Yeah, I think people got on that hype train with that card, but I don't think it's good. 5 mana is a lot.
Yeah. So Michael sniffs out the second Bolt and doesn't play his Pure Steel Paladin. Probably because he doesn't have any artifacts in hand, but who knows. So Minniear could summon his pack for a Titan here. He could also summon his pack for another Secure Tribe Elder. You never know.
Has Minniear not played his land yet?
No.
Okay.
He just
Summoner pack for Titan seems good, but then you lose the game, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, I mean, Michael has 1 artifact and 2 retracts. Like, he can draw a few cards, I guess, but it seems unlikely that he's going to.
Well, I guess if Michael draw, well, I guess it's unclear. I guess Matthew could actually, if he goes prime time and gets his 2 lands tapped.
Wait, he leaves a window, right, for Michael to go off, but considering Michael only has 3 cards in it, he might be comfortable doing that. So he's going to go with the Summoner's Pact here.
Well, maybe he's not even going to get a prime time. Oh, he is.
He is going to get a prime time. And we're going to cast that, get 2 lands.
I think you lose here.
If Michael can go off from this position, that's very surprising.
If Minniear were playing like Amulet Bloom and he had an Amulet in play and he could have like untapped Wooded Foothills here to crack at instant speed, but he can't. I mean,
does Scapeshift care about Blood Moon? Yes, because then the Valakut
doesn't work. But then you can always beat face with Titan
to prime time
or Inferno Titan.
You could probably train a Service Dog to play Red Green Valakut well enough to day 2 a GP. Just have him play lands, pictures of cards that get lands, and the win card after enough land pictures.
Don't insult Service Dogs. But
yeah, come on. All right, well maybe you were right because Michael just hit 4 artifacts in a row into a leave to chance.
I think Michael wins here. I think that was pretty loose by Matthew not leaving up Bolt.
Yeah, I mean those were some great draws. He drew.
Like, was there any reason for Matthew to do that?
He could have waited 1 more turn, I guess.
Yeah, he's not being pressured at all. I mean, I'm going to chalk this one up to a misplay by Minniear.
Assuming Michael is able to go off, which it does actually seem very likely here, considering he found these leave to chance.
Well, I mean, regardless of whether or not Michael can go off, this is definitely a misplay on Minniear's part.
Sure.
Yeah, he might get lucky that his opponent doesn't successfully go off, but
decides to pick the land up with leave to chance so we can replay it to get a retract. That is a nice play. I didn't realize you could do that.
Michael's been playing this deck for a long time, so he's pretty good at it. I watched him play it last night.
So if you're unfamiliar with this combo, every time an equipment is played, this Pure Steel Paladin lets him draw a card, and all of his equipment costs 0 mana, so he can just keep playing every 0 mana equipment he draws. Then he has ways to pick up all these equipment so that he can replay them and increase the storm count, eventually winning with a Grape Shot.
Yep.
And it looks like he might be able to do it here. There's a retract, and this is going to draw him a lot more cards.
Does he have the man? Does he have a Mox Opal?
Yeah, I'm not sure. He has to eventually draw into the Mox Opal.
Or does he already play his land for turn?
Yeah, he picked one up and then replayed it.
Okay, so
he's
Spirit Guide. So Spirit Guide can help fill it, but he can't play retract with that.
No. He can also equip the Paradise Mantle and tap the Pure Steel Paladin for a mana.
Sure. Yeah.
Because Pure Steel Paladin lets you equip for cost 0.
It says Paradise Mantle equip 1. Oh, that's right. You're right. Yep.
Yeah. So I think what he has to do here is equip the Paradise Mantle, float a blue, and then pick up all his artifacts again to start recasting them.
Right.
He's just passing? No. Maybe he's equipping all these. I guess this thing can now block. Yeah,
this thing's now pretty hefty. Though if he actually lets Matthew untap and swing with prime time, I think that's game.
Yeah, the Valakut triggers will do him in. I think he has to tap this for. No, he's just gonna discard a hand size. Really? Am I misinformed about how Paradise Mantle works?
Oh well, wait a minute. Does Pure Steel Pure Steel have Summoning Sickness?
No, he was in play for a turn.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe no. You're right.
No, yeah,
he played have Summoning Sickness. You're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's why. Yeah, because that's why Matthew didn't bolt it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that kind of sucks. I guess I can't tell if Michael really whiffed there. He kind of needed to find Mox Opal.
Yeah.
I don't think this deck has Manamorphose.
Spear Guide.
But he doesn't have Manamorphose, does he?
He found a Spear Guide as a red mana instead of another blue. Another blue would have let him keep going because he had another reach.
Yeah, he almost certainly would have won there. He also might have liked to just see a Grape Shot to just deal 6 damage to prime time.
Yeah. So with 2 Valakuts, that's 12 damage, and that'll do it.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah, that window almost was big enough. But
yeah, I think Minniear definitely misplayed. I'm not. Maybe there's a reason he had for going off, like for playing primetime when he did, but I can't think of one. I mean, you just weren't under any pressure, and you can sit on that bolt all day.
Yeah, it didn't end up mattering, obviously, but
yeah. And the only way that you get blown out by sitting a turn is if your opponent does have like Sigarda's 8 or something where they can fight the bolt.
Yeah. So. Somewhat poor showing from Cheerios. They had a mulligan both games, had awkward hands.
Yeah, this matchup seems probably pretty even, maybe even in Cheerios' favor.
Right.
But
I feel like if Scapeshift doesn't draw their bolts, Cheerios wins.
Yeah, I mean those bolts out of Minniear were pretty pretty good.
Definitely got Minniear there. So that will do it for this first game of the round. So what we could try to find another game.
Yeah, maybe we'll look for. Yeah, if we find one, we'll maybe look for a Jace deck. See if we can see some. And we know that's what y'all came for, so. Yeah, we'll look around for that. Let us know in chat though anything else you want to see. We'll try to get a second match here.
We actually already have a second match.
Oh, we do. We got a.
Jake already found one.
Oh, great. Do we know what it is?
Not sure yet, but we will see shortly.
Right. Waiting on the. Do you know what the matchup is, Jake?
Naya Pile, or Naya Bloodbraid, I guess, versus Blue Red Delver.
So folks, we got Justin Blackburn, who you may see on stream sometimes.
He runs he does the stream running behind the scenes.
Yeah. But he also plays a lot too. He's been playing Boggles and Mono Green Stompy.
He loves his Boggles.
Anyway, yeah, Justin's playing Naya Bloodbraid, a deck after my own heart. He showed it to me today, and I was like, "What the hell is this? My list?" He's like, "Yeah, I looked at your list from the IQ the other day, and I basically." Put together the same thing, but he put together
blood braids.
Yeah, he put in some blood braids.
So Naya is the lesser known shard you can play Bloodblade in. Everyone thinks of it in Jund, but it's actually also quite good in.
Yeah, it's great when you can turn 3 it with Noble Hierarch.
Yeah. I think Ben is actually playing blue-red tempo, not black-red.
Yeah, blue-red. Interesting thing about this matchup is it's really good for Zoo.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Voice of Resurgence.
Although, didn't you lose to it in the finals of the IQ?
No, I beat it in the round 1 of the IQ.
Oh, you beat it, okay.
This guy actually, I played against blue-red. It was Delver, Pyro, Thing in the Ice, blue-red. Okay. And he was actually undefeated in the Swiss. He was the #1 seed. And I barely scraped into the top 8. Nice. So we were paired since we were seed 1 and 8. And we played, and I beat him in 2 games. And he just, at the end of the match, he was like, man, that felt terrible. Like, I'm not sure I could ever win this matchup. Yeah. But every game I went like turn 1 Wild Nikaido, turn 2 Voice, turn 3 Smiter. Like lines like that, blue-red decks just can't deal with. Yeah. So if Justin can find those kinds of lines,
Justin already won game 1, and we've been informed that both players are mulliganing to 6 here for game 2.
Aren't these guys like best friends?
I think so. Yes.
Ben and Justin. Yeah. But yeah, this matchup is really pretty good. And so not only is Voice of Resurgence and Loxodon Smiter and cards like that very good against blue-red. But Bloodbraid itself is very good. You can't counter both spells. So this might be brutal, but you never know.
So it looks like Ben has a keepable 6 here with 2 lands, a couple mana leaks. Maybe an Electrolyze there.
Do we think Ben has what's the name of the Pyromancer card people are playing? The
Young Pyromancer?
No, the Mardu Pyromancer guy.
Bedlam Reveler.
Bedlam Reveler. Yes. I wonder if Ben has Bedlam Reveler.
I don't think the blue-red lists play that one, but it's possible.
That was where it first saw play.
It is a combo with Thing in the Ice, as it is a Devil Horror.
Yeah, it is. It doesn't get bounced.
So
when actually these when Bedlam Reveler first came out, like a couple years ago, or I guess a year ago maybe.
Yeah, a year ago during
the first thing that people put it into was blue-red decks.
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Kaladesh was last year.
About a year and a half, right? Yeah, the people tried it out, and those decks were okay.
Yeah.
Definitely the synergy with Thing in the Ice is good. The problem is that, unlike the Mardu Pyromancer deck, Bedlam Reveler making you discard your hand.
Yeah, it doesn't give you any value.
Yeah, isn't great for the. Well, not only does it not give you like flashback value in the yard, probably, except for like Snapcaster, but also you don't want to discard your counter spells. So you're not emptying your hand. Did Justin draw an extra card?
No, he didn't look at his hand though. He's on a mold of 5.
Okay. So mold of 5 actually could make this winnable for Ben. It is a pretty card advantage heavy matchup. But if Justin sticks a turn 2 Voice, this is definitely winnable. I wonder if Ben's playing Spell Snare.
Maybe.
So turn 1 Delver is not very good in Modern.
It's fine.
It's very good in other formats,
such as Legacy or Pauper.
But in this format, also pretty average.
Standard.
Yeah, it was pretty good back then.
Justin does have a Bolt. If he wants to kill Delver, he should do it now before Ben gets untapped.
Yeah, unless Ben could be playing Disrupting Shoal. You never know.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think he's playing Disrupting Shoal.
There was a spike in Disrupting Shoal recently because of Jace as well.
I'm really happy about that because I own 4 of them. Yeah, because I was playing them in.
People think it can like replace Force of Will.
Yeah,
which I don't agree with.
I'm not wild about that either. I was playing it in Infect and it was real bad, but I'm glad I own 4 of them.
All right. Well, Justin has the turn 1 birds, which is probably right where he wants to be on the mold of 5. We'll see if the
Wait,
birds is long for this world.
Justin had the bolt?
He did have a bolt, but he
and
decided
didn't
to
go
play
for
birds
it
instead.
Does he have like a turn 2 knight or something that he wants to play?
He does.
Okay. Does he have a second fetch land?
I'm not sure about the mana.
If he doesn't have a second fetch land, playing that out with 3 toughness is real bad, but I guess he could go for it.
However, Ben does have mana leak, so likely whatever Justin tries to cast this turn is going to get countered.
A Smiter could be good here.
Yeah, if he has that.
Or like use the bird for lightning bolt and then try to cast a voice.
Sure.
See if he mana leaks the bolt. So if you're Justin here, depending on what your play is, you probably didn't want to play the land. Like, if you're going to try to double spell, like cast Bolt on Delver and then play a 2-drop.
I think you might just be going for the knight here.
Yeah, I guess you have to. That's all you got. Though I really do think if you don't bolt the Delver now, you might lose to it.
Yeah. There isn't many ways to organize the top of your deck here in Modern. You can use Telling Time, but that's more for miracles, not for Delver flips. Otherwise, you can scry with Serum Visions. But
yeah.
Left up mana there to counter.
So it doesn't look like Justin has a 2-drop, but even if Justin doesn't have a 2-drop, I still think I like bolting Delver there.
Ooh, now when I get the second Delver, still was not able to flip them, though, and Justin might be able to resolve something here. Assuming
Justin has 2 bolts. Yeah, I definitely would have liked bolting Delver instead of playing Knight.
I think he only has 1 bolt.
I think that's another one in his hand, isn't it? Oh, that's the same one.
He only has 1 in his hand. Yes,
right.
Correct.
But even still, so...
All right, Bolt, Delver. So that works. All right. Ben did not have Spell Pierce. And then tap 3 for a choke. Oh, all right,
okay.
That's pretty good.
You might still lose to Delver, but...
It's possible, but if Ben can't cast anything, yeah, that one's not tapping. And Delver doesn't flip.
So I guess if your plan all along was to run out Knight into the obvious 2-mana counterspell with the intention to play
choke,
I guess that's fine.
Yeah.
At the same time, though, I wonder if Knight would have or could have been more impactful than choke here.
Second bird is not great.
Yeah, you can just lose to Delver here.
Third
bird.
Definitely not great. Nope, that one doesn't untap. Nope.
Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah.
Ben is learning about the joy it is to play here on choke.
Is that a Wandering Fumarole? That's an incredibly good draw.
Yeah.
That's a very good draw. Yeah, so I'm kind of thinking that given that Justin had double fetch land, I wonder if the Knight is actually just a more valuable card than the choke here, right? Because Ben can't deal with a 4/4 Knight, and you probably know that, you know? Yeah. I mean, if he didn't have the second fetch land, I can see valuing the choke over the Knight and playing that out, but playing the Knight into the mana leak there was pretty bad.
So Justin can Ghost Quarter this this Fumarole if he needs to. Here's a Smiter. So that seems also difficult for
Smiter's definitely good
to deal with. But he does get on tap here. So Ben has drawn about 5 cards and not yet flipped
Ben really needs to flip this thing. This is why this card is terrible in this format.
Yeah. He also found another island. So he essentially has 1 reusable mana each turn in the form of Wandering Fumarole. And if Justin wants to take care of that, he can just go ahead and hit it with the Ghost Quarter. Of course, then Ben can get a mountain. But
yeah, Ben would like to find either another Fumarole or a Sulphur Falls or something. Scooze is very good.
Nice here, yeah.
Yep.
See if Ben wants to counter that at risk of not being able to untap.
Does he have a Spell Snare, you think?
It might be a Remand.
Remand seems fine, because then you're likely to draw another land, so you'll recoup the mana.
No, it's a Deprive.
Oh, Deprive.
Pick up the island. There we go.
Oh, that's some anti-choke tech right there, folks.
He came prepared.
You heard it here first.
So Deprive is just Counterspell, just to spell Counterspell, but you have to pick up a permanent.
That's hilarious, actually.
And we're in there with Smiter, and finally, Delver flips.
Ooh, all right, well.
Deploying our island before we draw for the turn. Not sure about that.
Justin is at 10, so if we have like Psionic Blast or Snap Bolt here, we could win.
Psionic Blast.
You could play it. I mean, I don't know why. You probably, if you're playing Psionic Blast in this deck, you probably want that over Char, right? I mean.
So it looks like Justin's hitting the Ghost Quarter after the reveal has happened, but before the draw step.
Okay.
Wait, I guess he doesn't want Ben to draw
the mana leak.
Not sure how relevant that is.
Yeah, it's not very relevant. The mana leak seems like a great, shitty top deck here.
Yeah, I mean, you can almost play around mana leak with all the birds.
Yeah. Well, the problem is that not only that, but these birds.
Like Bendra's Sheevan Reef.
In the straight race, that's pretty good. In the straight race, Justin just gets absolutely
Ben
destroyed
already played
by,
the island for turn. You gotta inform him of that, because he played his land before draw step.
That's right. He picked up that island on his opponent's turn.
Scott, you got to inform him of that.
Yeah, someone make him pick up the Shivan Reef or pick up the island. I guess it doesn't matter which one he picks up, but make him pick up the island. He already used the Shivan Reef. All right, whatever.
So it looks like we're rolling back a little bit.
Folks, this is pretty loose play here.
Okay, no, not too sure about that one.
What? I don't even care anymore. I did want to say that.
Okay, apparently we just don't care about the
the integrity of the game.
The integrity of this game.
So anyway, I did want to say that. So the Birds of Paradise are actually super good chump blockers against this Delver here.
Yeah, that's
because and that's why on Justin's part, why do you care about him having the mana leak? Like you straight win the race on board.
It looks like Nakado resolved here, but Nakado cannot attack through Thing in the Ice.
Yeah, but Smiter can.
There's another Delver.
All right, well, if that flips, that's actually pretty good. Because I think he just have to take it this. Yeah, you definitely jump with a bird here, right?
He jumped with the bird last turn. I don't know.
I think you want to jump with a bird because.
Yeah, you know what? Why would Symbiote? We tried to fix this, but Justin declined to get the. We did. We told them they declined.
Well, and he actually picked it up, but
yeah.
then he put it back down. So.
I mean, at this point, it's too far gone, but.
I'm not sure how much it matters.
He said he played the island last turn, but that did not happen.
Yeah, unless he flashed it in after Deprive, but
it seems unlikely. And also, we as commentators cannot get up from our chairs. We're nowhere near the actual game.
We are not judges.
We do have a stream runner who informed them of the instance.
Was that a delay?
Yes. Crystalli Pride Mage is getting delayed.
That's pretty good.
But we can still attack with. We're attacking with the Nakatl anyway. All right, might as well.
Seems good. So I can see an argument for not chump blocking with birds yet, in case you top deck a Bloodbraid Elf. You have 4 mana.
In chat, yeah.
Did someone say that?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't think you need a Bloodbraid Elf to win this game. You need to not be at 7 life where your opponent can actually kill you with reach.
Yeah. So here's a mana leak, and this one's gonna also flip the second Delver. But Ben is down to 2, so he can't actually attack with both Delvers.
Yeah.
Unless he has a bolt for.
What Ben really needs here is an Electrolyze.
Which I think he does have. I think I remember seeing one in his opener. I'm not sure, but maybe. I guess he probably would have used it last turn. Maybe he doesn't. Yeah, at this point he's not able to cast it. Which is because he decided to use his island mana instead of the Shivan Reef, which it does consider his life total a bit, but I'm not sure if being at 2 versus being at 1 matters.
Probably not, unless Justin's playing the old gut
so
chat.
We attack with 1 Delver. Crystalli Pride Mage does come off suspend a little bit, which, whatever.
Could be relevant. You never know. Maybe
I'm not sure I've ever seen a Crystalli Pride Mage on suspend before, but fair enough. So Delver's going to trade with Nakatl, and Thing in the Ice is going to chump the Smiter.
So, do we have outs here? I don't think so.
For Ben?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably not.
I'm thinking that your out could be.
Pilgrim, that doesn't really do much.
Ben doesn't have like a hibernation or something.
Well, I guess Avacyn's Pilgrim does something if he taps blue for something, but I don't think Ben's going to do that. And he does have 2. Nope, your islands don't untap.
Yeah, those don't untap.
Nope, still. Nope.
All right, well.
Ben definitely not comfortable with the choke. And it also seems like Justin's not. There we go. Justin's not comfortable with the choke.
Folks, the more you know, the more you Coles. We're sponsored by Coles.
Someday.
Someday. Yeah, I don't think Ben has any odds. This choke.
Unless Ben is running the forked bolt.
The forked bolt.
But that wouldn't even do it.
That would not get him there. No. Yeah, so as we said at the outset, this matchup is extremely hard for blue-red.
And you can kind of see.
Justin was on a mold of 5 and just shat on him still.
Maybe it was close. If he didn't have all these birds, he would have been dead. But
that's true. Of course, and also Ben. If Ben would have flipped his Delver for like turn 5 or 6 or whatever, that was the worst turn 1 Delver I've ever seen. Yeah,
that's true. It took a very long time to transform. I like Justin being diligent with the suspend counters on his Crystalli Pride Mage. So we're in there with Smiter and Avacyn's Pilgrim, getting some combat action, unusual for that card, but
so
works in a pinch. And Ben falls to 1.
Think about it like this. If Ben had a Psionic Blast in hand, he could top deck an island and win, tie and draw the game. He'd force a draw.
He could draw the game.
He'd force a draw.
You're correct. He could draw
and then in game 3, he'd have to fight to draw the match. That would be great.
He found an island.
All right,
so
does he have the Psionic Blast? Let's see it.
Or
Char. Char would do it too.
Or Char, or any sort of.
Well, Electrolyze won't do it.
Yeah, well.
Isn't Justin it 2 or 4? I mean.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. He could kill himself with Electrolyze.
Right. he could do that. You're right. He could kill himself and a Bird of Paradise.
Or Everson's Poker, which he's now annoyed by for dealing 1 damage to him.
Sure.
I think this is it for Ben. So Justin likely getting this one on the mull to 4.
Ben could also hibernate.
5, I'm sorry.
I wonder if Ben is. What if Ben does have a hibernation?
Well, he can't cast it.
Yeah, he can.
Oh,
it's 3 mana instant.
Yeah, I guess that would bounce all those.
I mean, this is post board, right? So that could happen.
Yeah, Corsalia Pride Mage does have haste as it comes off suspend.
Yeah, he has controlled it since the beginning of his last upkeep.
With any,
it's just been on suspend.
Any creature coming off suspend has haste.
Oh man, I really want to see this hibernation so bad. What's in Ben's hands? Like Mana Leak and...
Yeah, probably just a bunch of dirty counter spells that don't remove 4/4s or 1/1s or 2/2s.
Yeah, that's how this matchup goes.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Not sure why we're not attacking with the Pride Mage, but whatever. So we're gonna...
Hibernation? Is that a hibernation?
That is not
unfortunately,
a hibernation.
What is that? Oh, that's a swerve. So I'm not sure Swerve is a good card here.
Wow.
Like swerving.
I guess if he bolts your Delver,
if he bolts your Delver, you swerve it
at
as Birds of Paradise. That's just like, when is that going to happen?
I don't know. That seems very unlikely. And maybe that's why Justin took this one 2-0 on the mull to 5.
Well, folks, that was, you don't see that every day.
No, definitely not. He kind of got locked up by the choke there. I'm not sure if actually if that mattered that much because he couldn't remove any of Justin's threats regardless.
Yeah.
But cool game from Naya. Did not see any Bloodbraid Elves there, but we did see choke, which is always fun. So
Justin looks like Justin brought in Sigarda. I have mixed feelings about the Sigarda in game 2. It's good in game 3 if you find that your opponent took out all their counter spells. But Sigarda is real bad. I mean,
clearly Ben didn't take out all those counter spells.
Ben had the Mana Leaks and all that. Like the Sigarda is real bad against the Mana Leaks. That
is true.
Thalia is pretty good, but not against Electrolyze.
All right, well, that will do it for round 2. But before we go, I want to make an announcement for all the new viewers we have. So if you are a fan of Top Deck Productions and you're in the Cincinnati area, so we are now running a Modern League every Thursday in the month of March. And what this league entitles is every Thursday we have just a regular Modern tournament here at GameSwap. If you are a Patreon of Top Deck Productions, you can enter into this league. And at the end of the month, the top 3 players with the highest total match points, so whoever's basically won the most games, or draws also give you 1 point, they will get prizes. So the first place prize is 12 packs of Masters 25 or a playset of Ether Vials. The second place prize is fewer packs of Masters 25 and then a box of a recent set. And then the third place prize is even fewer packs and then a fat pack of a recent standard set. So if you're in the area, subscribing to us on Patreon is only $5 a month. Even if you want to just do it for March to come participate in this event, that would be much appreciated, and you have a chance to win some pretty good prizes for participating. And of course, you get the regular prizes from GameSwap for tournament payouts as well. So it's not the league is added on top of the regular tournaments. So it's a pretty good thing. I know Mark and I are going to be doing it.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to sign up. It should be pretty fun.
Yeah.
Also, I wanted to address Joe ST42. I wish I could afford Modern. Well, luckily for you. Now all you have to do to afford Modern is buy 3 Jace the Mind Sculptors at a low $130 a piece.
Yeah, there you go.
So easy money. It's yeah, I'm pretty. Hopefully the reprint will tank that card below 100. But
of course you don't need Jace to play Modern.
No, you don't. But
as evidenced by this great action from Bloodbraid Elf so far.
Of course, Bloodbraid Elf is now $16 or whatever.
Sure.
Anyway, folks, we'll be back for round 3 in about 15 minutes or so.
Also, one quick thing. If you want more information about the league, you can find it on our Facebook page. It's a pinned post at the top of the page, and also that's where you can sign up for Patreon. There's also a link that scrolls here on the bottom of the screen if you want to do that. So please consider doing that if you're in the area, and we will be back shortly for round 3. Thanks, guys.